So we're headed out for another night in the canvas tent. So if you missed the last video, I'll put a link up on the screen here if you want to check it out. But basically, I was out here a few days ago and spent the night out in my canvas tent, and we put out some rabbit snares and just spent the night out, cooked up some food, had a good night, and I left my canvas tent and my wood stove and everything in the woods here. The tent is still all set up. So the plan for today is to hike back into the tent. So I'm gonna go in there first, drop off some of my gear, get everything set back up again for the evening, and then we'll head out on the pond here and go around, check my rabbit snares, and eventually head back to the tent and settle in for the evening. So we had a couple of inches of fresh snow last night, overnight, and it's actually a really mild day today. I think it's +3, +4 degrees Celsius, somewhere around there. So it's actually a really nice day. It was calling for really high winds, 40 kilometers gusting to 60 kilometers an hour, southerly winds, but right now there's nothing. It's just dead still out here. So I don't know if the wind is going to pick up later or not, but right now it's just beautiful. Get that stick. Get it. Goose, get the stick. Okay, I can see the tent up through the woods here. She's still standing, so that's a good sign. Hello. Well, everything's still just as I left it. So, just going to get the stovepipe put back on. I took it down last time just so the wind didn't blow it down or anything. And I covered over. There's a little Velcro cover that goes over the stove jack. So yeah, I'm going to set up the stovepipe again. Now last time I forgot to put these lags through under the legs, and the stove kind of tipped on me. So before I left last time, this is what I normally do, but I just forgot about it on the last night out. So yeah, I got 2 sticks already cut and put through the legs like that, one on each side, and that just makes the stove a lot more stable. So time to get the stove pipe reinstalled. Then I'm just going to set all my gear out, and then we'll head out on the pond and check our rabbit snares. just getting some of my sleeping gear and stuff set up here. This is going to be a pretty laid-back trip because most of the work is done. So this is the first time I've ever like left my tent and wood stove and everything out in the woods. So just showing up here when everything's all set up. I mean, there's not a whole lot of work left to do. So I just got to get my sleeping gear and stuff all laid out here. I already got my firewood cut. I may cut a little bit more. Millie, you can't have that. Millie's trying to steal one of those sticks that was down underneath the legs of the stove that's holding the stove up. Hey, no. You're gonna tip the stove over by. So yeah, it's usually like a solid 2 or 3 hours of work to do when you first show up, when nothing's set up. You know, just looking for a spot, then getting the tent set up and all staked out and all the guy lines tied off and the wood stove all set up and then all the firewood cut. I mean, it takes a good 2 or 3 hours for sure to do all that. So having all that done is definitely a nice little bonus, just to be able to show up and not have a whole lot of work to do. So yeah, it should be a nice relaxing trip. It's still early in the afternoon, so I got plenty of time. So I'm probably just gonna get the rest of my gear set out here, and I don't know, maybe I'll get the stove going early. Maybe I'll have a coffee and just relax in the tent here for a bit, and then we'll head out on the ice and I'll walk around the shore of the pond there and we'll check those rabbit snares that I put out last time. I don't have super high hopes on catching anything, but we'll get out for a little walk and do a bit of exploring, check out the scenery, and who knows, maybe we'll be lucky enough to snag a rabbit out of it, but if not, it's no big deal. It's all good. So come back here before dark and settle in for the evening. I got a steak here to cook on the wood stove, so that should be good. So I'm gonna cut a couple of more dry sticks just to top up the wood pile, but I'm gonna get the stove going here in the meantime so I can put the kettle on, get a coffee going here before we head out to check the rabbit snares. Goose, here. Come here. Goose, come here. Come here. Here, drop it. Come here. Goose, over here. Right here. Come on, up. Here, Millie. Oh. Come here, get it. Get it. Ready? Here. Okay, let's go check these rabbit snares. It's about 3:30 p.m. so about another hour and a half until it starts to get dark. So should be just enough time to walk around the pond here and check a few snares. So I'm going to be taking these snares up today because I'm heading back to work next week. So I'll be taking up the snares, and then tomorrow I'll be packing everything up, tent and everything, and pulling all the gear out of here. So for anyone who was following along on my trapping videos earlier in the fall, I ended up pulling all my snares and stuff right before Christmas. So there just wasn't much on the go. I never did catch that one coyote that kept hanging around and showed up on the trail camera. He was still in the area, but he was really unpredictable. He would just, I had bait set out, but he was coming just once every now and again, and yeah, it was a lot of checks where there was just nothing. So I decided to pull all the traps right before Christmas. So here's some more coyote tracks, and looks like they're coming right out of the little alder bed that we set the rabbit snares in last time. So these are the fresh dog tracks, but there's a coyote. He came right out of here. This is where we set our snares, in this alder bed. We gotta try to find them all now. So if we did get a rabbit, Mr. Coyote may have stolen it. But we shall see. Okay, there's one snare right there, nothing in that. I probably should have tied some flagging ribbon onto my snares, because we got that fresh snow and now they're going to be kind of hard to find, but take my time here and have a good look around. Nope, no luck on these two. So this is the one I set on that little spruce tree. And I have one right across from it, nothing in that one. So I'm just gonna go around and check them all first, and then I'll turn the camera off and I'll take all the snares up, remove them from the trees and put them in my pocket. All right, so no luck in that alder bed. I had 6 snares in there. So I got them all taken up. None of them were touched at all, so no action. So we got 2 more a little further down the pond here, I think. I think it's 2, maybe 3. And yeah, we'll go check those, take those up, and head back to camp. Oh, no luck on this one. Pretty sure Millie pushed it over to the side like that because she ran up here before I got here. Well, check out these tracks that are frozen into the ice. I'm guessing it's some kind of a bird track, but it must have been a big bird, maybe an eagle or something. I'm assuming it's tracks, hard to say for sure, but one looks like a bird print, and then there's more over right here. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, not sure. If I had to guess, I'd say an eagle is walking around on the ice, maybe. Who knows? All right, coming up on the last of the snares. Millie has gone in to check things out. And, oh. Struck up. Millie, out. Come on, get out of here. Yeah, you can see it's pulled through. Yeah, it's hard to say. Maybe Millie came up here and hit it with her snout. Anyways, nonetheless, it's no rabbit, so that's it for the snares. So, no luck with the rabbits on this one, so it's all good. If we got something every time we went out hunting, it would take the excitement out of it for sure, so it's all part of it. So I did good with the rabbits back in December. I think I got probably close to 2 dozen back in late November and December, so got plenty of rabbits in the freezer. Anyways, we'll hike on back to camp. Man, it's a beautiful day out here now. We never did get that wind, at least not yet. We may get it overnight, but just a real light breeze now, and beautiful day, nice and mild. Stove is still smoking away. Oh boy, I'd say she's hot in here now. Whew, oh my God. Like a sauna in here. Okay, it's time to get some supper going here. So I got a steak, strip loin steak, and an onion. Just gonna fry that up in the frying pan. Keeping it pretty simple here, as usual. So I got my good frying pan this time. for a split. Oh, yes. This is looking good, boys. Smelling pretty darn good too. I'm starving now. Alrighty. He's done. Oh boy, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Oh yeah. Millie, you're blocking the camera. I'll see if I can save you a little piece. I'll save you and Goose one little piece each. One thing about a lab, they're really good at getting in the way. Oh man, this is really good. Cooked pretty well, perfectly, or medium rare. Anyways, guys, gonna finish this up. I'll check back in a little while. Well, just out on the pond here now, giving the dogs a little walk around. So, finished up supper here a little while ago and got all that cleaned up. Just out on the pond here now, letting the dogs have one more little run around. We're soon going to be climbing into the tent for the evening. So, man, what a beautiful night. Not a draft of wind. Really mild. It's probably still plus 2, plus 3 degrees Celsius. Really nice night. So just going to take a little walk now. We're going to head back to the tent and call it a day. So I'm going to pack the camera away for now, for the night. If anything exciting happens, I'll be sure to check in. But if not, I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, it is just coming on daylight now, so got the coffee going. Dogs are out wandering around a little bit. Looks like another overcast day, similar day to yesterday. Still really mild out. So the wind never did pick up overnight. It was a really quiet night, but man, it was so hot in here last night. It was too hot, so I probably should have let the stove go out altogether, but I kept feeding just like a junk or two in it every once in a while, just enough to kind of keep it going. But yeah, it was way too hot in here. I didn't even use my sleeping bag or anything, So it must have been pushing 30 degrees Celsius in here most of the night. Like I said, the stove was just barely going, just a few coals in the stove most of the night. But yeah, if I had my time back, I think I would have let it go out and just kind of got in the sleeping bag, and probably would have been a more comfortable sleep. But anyway, it's all good. So yeah, I was gonna have a coffee, and like I said yesterday, we're gonna be packing everything out of here this morning. So I'll probably let the stove die out now, just put a few pieces of wood in, and after that burns down, probably won't feed any more wood into the stove. I'll just kind of let it burn down, and after we relax for a bit, have some coffee and a little bit of breakfast, I'll start packing down camp. Hey, sit. Here, Goose, sit. Good boy. Quite a bit of creosote built up inside the stovepipe, so I usually just use a spruce bough, give it a little clean before I put it away. That way it's ready to go for next time. So we're all packed up here. That's going to do it for this one. So not exactly sure what the next adventure is going to be, but I'm sure we'll be out doing something here soon. So stay tuned to the channel. Thanks for following along, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, pups, let's go. Let's go.
See